considering making Bozeman home? Well, in this video today, we are going to share with you the pros and cons of becoming a Bozemanite. Hey, it's Melissa Mobley here with 406 Dream Team eXp Realty, where we help you live the American dream and helping you live your American dream through real estate. So if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe. We will be putting out new videos weekly. So let's jump into it. Jump into some of the pros of living in Bozeman. One of the very best things about living in Montana are the summers. It is so beautiful. The humidity levels are non-existent, and the evenings when it comes time for sleep, it's nice and cool. It's literally warm all day and then cool at night. It's perfect. With that comes all the outdoor activities. You can get out and do hiking, fishing is a big one, camping, dirt biking, motorcycling, there is mountain biking, floating the river, the list goes on and on. My very favorite thing to do come summer is hike. I get out constantly, as much as I possibly can, because it is seriously my happy place. The one book that I picked up is, The Day Hikes Around Bozeman, Montana, and it's by Robert Stone. This book is awesome. It really breaks down, if it's challenging or if it's easy, if you're looking at a full day, if you're looking at just an hour, you can do a quick hike. It's a great book, and it's on my bucket list to do every hike that is in that book. But summers are awesome. Definitely come June, Bozeman, Montana is the place to be. Another thing I love is the culture here. There are folks with Teslas to F-350s. We've got vegans and meat eaters. It is a very eclectic group of people for rural Montana. This is one of the most diverse places in Montana would be Bozeman. And honestly, we all get along. It is a vibe here. And I really do think that it attributes a lot to just the ability to be in nature and just how beautiful it is, the aesthetic of this place. We are truly happier people for it. Another pro of living in Bozeman is the simplicity and convenience. It's like we live in a small town but have all the big city amenities. So we've got going downtown where there's a ton of coffee shops, which I love my coffee. And there's a lot of them. I mean, there's a multitude and they're all very good. I think my favorite would probably be Rockford. Is an awesome coffee shop if you're visiting or when you come, and I could take you out for a cup of coffee. Rockford is pretty awesome. There's a couple of others too that I really love, and I honestly, there hasn't been one that I would say I don't love. But as far as there being just like local downtown stores, very unique, niche, just an eclectic mix of goods that they have. We do have a Whole Foods. We've got some of the other big box stores like Costco, Lowe's, Home Depot, TJ Maxx, Ross, Target, Walmart. I don't know if I said Costco, but we do have a Costco. So it's cool. I mean, it's very kind of, we've got that slow pace vibe about it, but at the same time, we have all the things that we need. One of those things that I need is a good gym spot. Like I need a place to be able to go work out and enjoy my space. And there's two places that I like to go, and I'm sure there's many more, but the Ridge is awesome. It is the nicest gym I've ever been to, and I've lived on the East Coast, I've lived down south, I've traveled many places, and it's the nicest gym that I have been to and become a member. And then we also have Hot Works, which just recently came, and that is awesome. And then, I have to do a shout out too. There's Wild Crumb is a bakery here that is literally the best bakery I've ever tasted. I think I need to go to like France or something maybe to beat it. And even then, I don't know if I will. Anyway, there's a good feel. There's a good feel of small town vibes, but you have everything you need right here. A part of the culture I love is the music scene. There is a great music scene here in Bozeman. There's the Elm, which just opened up. Well, not just opened up. It opened up in 2021, and they get a mix of, bigger groups, and there's a lot of local folks that play there. And what's the coolest part to me is that all ages are welcome. So it's a place that I can take my kids, I can take my family for an outing. I actually just, not too long ago, I took my 6-year-old niece and my 11-year-old daughter to a Dead Sky, the Grateful Dead tribute band concert. And then I took my 13-year-old daughter with a group of her girlfriends to Hippie Sabotage. And that was fun. It was a little wild, but it was fun. And it's just, it's like the perfect outing. There's also, I would say, a lot of jazz. There's a lot of jazz at the local restaurants. It's kind of, you can hit or miss with it, but there is a consistent jazz scene at several of the restaurants here. But overall, the live music, you can find it every weekend at least. And probably Thursdays. I know there's some Tuesday stuff. There's a good mix of live music, and it's really important to me because I love going out, listening to some live music, having some drinks, and eating some good food. And Bozeman has that to offer. Bozeman is also a great place to raise your kids. The crime rate is little to none, and the schools are awesome. There's a couple of blue ribbon schools here in Bozeman. I have had littles that have gone to the Montessori school, Bozeman Montessori, which is awesome. I have only good things to say about that place. We have gone to the Highlight Elementary, Sacagawea Middle School. There's actually, there's several blue ribbon schools here. And I think it has, at the end of the day, my kids love to go to school. And when your kids say, hey, I love school, that definitely says something. But yeah, and as far as like just the safety and crime rate, it's, they can walk around, go to the mall, walk to a friend's house, and I feel safe. I feel like they're okay to go take a walk to the park, and I don't have to worry about it. So it's a pretty tight-knit little neighborhood. Parents, we communicate and we look after each other, and it's a good little parent community here in Bozeman. But it's an awesome place, and I don't know that there's anywhere else that I could think of raising my kids right now than Bozeman, Montana. Another pro is the Bozeman International Airport. It's really convenient having direct flights to 30 different places. They are continuing to expand. They currently have direct flights, going all the way to Boston, Seattle. I know there's one going to Dallas, San Diego. It's convenient. And the nice part about all of it too, it still goes back to that small town feel. You can literally show up at the airport, maybe an hour before your flight, get through TSA, be all settled in within, I would say under 30 minutes most of the time. Please go early though. Don't take my words here and show up late and miss your flight. So, but just saying, it definitely is way more smooth, relaxing than your average airport experience. And with pros comes cons. And I actually had to Google cons of living in Bozeman after winter. I stopped at winter. That is my big con. And I had a hard time. I actually had to Google it. Let's start with the winters. Dun, dun, dun. I think there's a lot of people that would agree with me that winters in Montana can get really tough. And it is the extreme temperatures. We get cold snaps. They're not incredibly long, but we do get below 0 temperatures, and it comes in waves of sometimes a week, maybe 2. That might be a little long for it, but the winters are long. We can get snow sometimes. Gosh, I've seen it late October, and snowing all the way until maybe May, early May. Sometimes later. We've had we're at the hands of the Rocky Mountain climate, so it can literally change pretty quickly. We can get some random snows, but for the most part, we have a really good, solid, long winter. And the winter is beautiful. A lot of people would say that it's a pro. I think it's all in perspective and what you're into. My partner, he's from San Diego. He grew up on the southern coast, beaches, and just lived a beach lifestyle. And he is in love with Montana winters. He loves Bozeman. He loves that there is the Bridger ski hill right here. He loves that he can go to Big Sky if he wants a bigger hill. He loves that he can go over to Anaconda and to do Discovery, a small hill if he feels like it. But he is an avid snowboarder, and he just got his first pair of skis this last winter. So he's in it now. And my daughter just got her first set of skis, and they've become kind of the little ski couple up there. Me and myself, I'm more of a snowshoe, cross-country ski kind of gal. I like kind of quiet. I like to be out in the woods and just kind of hear the silence of the winter and really take it in. I think it's healing and beautiful. So it really is perspective. If you move to Bozeman, you have to figure out a way to get outside and enjoy it and find your passion in the cold. Because otherwise it can become a long winter if you're inside that whole time. And it really is. I mean, there's some serious cons that come with it. Like, it's rough to drive sometimes. You definitely have to have a four-wheel drive, and you do get used to it. But oftentimes the roads aren't maintained, and you just got to kind of truck on through. Again, Bozeman has this community, is the sense of you get out there, you get stuck, you have a whole squad showing up to help you. There's really good sense of folks that are just there to help you out. And back to that small town feel again. But really, I mean, it's perspective. For me, they're long. I wish they were a little bit shorter, but it is beautiful. I do love the snow at Christmas time. With long winters comes a short growing season. So it's really tough to get a good harvest, especially with those tomatoes. There's very little time to get it planted when the ground thaws to the time that it's harvest. There are some plants that you can get some off of. We have gotten some tomatoes this year. We've gotten a few peppers. Our eggplants haven't done very well, but zucchinis, we've gotten a few, but it's just nothing like other places. It's a short growing season. I remember my mother did not like that she couldn't harvest her own vegetables all summer long. She was a little bummed about that. But that being said, a greenhouse goes a long way in Bozeman, Montana. Another con that comes with living in Bozeman is the tourist season. Summers, we love summers. Everybody loves summers in Bozeman, Montana, and everybody comes to Bozeman summertime. So the tourist season kicks off and it gets overcrowded and we are understaffed. So I think if you have the expectation that you can just go to your local coffee shop and pick up that coffee as quick as you usually do, or get your dinner as quickly as you usually do, those are bad expectations. If you go in with the right mindset, expecting that there's going to be a longer wait time, then it'll just make that experience all that much better. But it is a con. It can get a little crowded come summer. I'll finish with the cost of living, and it's a big one. It is an incredible place to live. Many people want to live here, and with that comes housing shortage and a demand for housing and increased property values. It can be very tough to buy your home in Bozeman. The average or the median, I just recently looked at the median sales price for Bozeman, was around $800,000. It's about half that for the nation. It's a tough pill to swallow. It's a tough transition if you're coming from a place where housing prices are a lot lower, but it is an incredible place and people want to be here, and the property values are a direct reflection of that. It can be tough. It is very important, if you are buying a home here in Bozeman, that you get in contact with a real estate agent, that knows, understands the market, and is very effective at problem solving, somebody who can communicate and negotiate effectively. These are key pieces. It can really help you to get across that line and get you the best home for the best value. Thanks for taking the time to watch. If you enjoyed the information in this video, please make sure to like, subscribe. We will be posting videos weekly. Ciao!